Boxes already there and boxes already ticked.
Good. Right. So we've gone. We're sorry to the restart stream, but this is getting on my nerves now. That F2 has decided to blow up in my face like every time I try. But luckily there's a 2 minute break and we should be starting shortly. So for all the people that are watching, I'm going to let Maxwell talk again.
So a very mixed grid in terms of tyre strategy. That I'm really intrigued by. A lot of people there opting for the super softs. It could be, I don't know if it's maybe even people risking for that safety car. Obviously, you need to wait after 3 laps, but it's going to be interesting. It's the thing in Monaco. You just don't know what to expect when it comes to the video game.
I can hear you now.
Perfect.
So that is good news. Finally, just before the feature race starts. Thank God for the break. Missed for the qualifying. Obviously, you can see what the grid is. Qualifying is not exactly the most exciting thing in the world because it's just a one-shot quali. So we're just watching people drive around. But yeah, I think Original is asleep. So that's why he's not with us. But me and Maxwell will soldier on without him. And I'm sure Maxwell will let him know his mistakes. But yeah, it's going to be intriguing to say the least. We've got Jam and Ham, who are both 19 points behind Zydrad, who is down in starting down in 7th place, which is in amongst it, to say the least. And I know you're going to probably want to try and make these moves early, at least. But we will see.
Looking at it here, I think this is probably one of the most split grids in terms of, for F2 anyway, in terms of the tyres. It's 7 on the super softs against 13 on the softs. But it's so up in the air because you obviously, there's every chance you can get some sort of incident and that can completely change everything around here. As I say, track position is key. I just don't know what to expect, I really don't. Hopefully entertainment, that's the main thing.
Yeah, entertainment is the main thing. Zydrad is matching Jam and Ham. Darnell and Beast are locked in it's probably going to be a season-long championship fight. You'd imagine with them two so close on pace as Arden of Dylan has hit the wall at Raskas. But yeah, they're all about to reform for the grid. As Baggyfan in last place is coming up to his grid slot. And we will be underway shortly. So then, we'll get a good camera angle, of course. That's not a great camera angle. Who will take the honours in the feature race? We will wait and see. Once the lights come on, we have 21 laps ahead of us. Will it be 21 hectic laps, 21 crazy laps? I hope it's 21 scintillating laps at least, as the 5 lights are now coming on ahead of the drivers. 5 lights. And we are underway here in Monaco. It's difficult to say who's got the better start, but I think Jamham's clear into turn 1 and Race Roller just behind as well. There's a couple of side-by-side action going through turn 1. And there's a couple of drivers just crawling through the first part as a Race Roller is pushing Jamham. Oh, not Race Roller, Nicky rather is pushing Jamham. But at the moment, Jam stays ahead, and I'm struggling to see as Race Roller is the one, I think, behind Ham Jam. It's hard to tell, but with the timer screens, but yeah, it is. But they're still going. I can't see if anyone's got damage, Max, so I don't know if you saw much.
It was a little bit further down the back, but there certainly was a bit of a fibre, a few pieces. I don't particularly know which car because there's so many cars in such a short space. Also noticed as well, a few people cut the first corner, probably just to avoid damage. I think Silly Bunny might have been one of them. But it seems everyone's at least survived. The majority will obviously have a better idea with the damage once they come around the conclusion of lap 1. But
our scopes. Oh my word! Little Wiggy has just missed his braking point completely. I don't know what that is. I'm going to pause the game. It is a safety car. That was, well, I mean, I was on board with Beast. I should have been off board to see Little Wiggy just absolutely careering down the inside and, well, wiped out a load of people. And unfortunately, Beast has come off worse from that through no fault of his own. He's got a 5-second time penalty, which will have to serve in the pits and wing damage. So yeah, I mean all that for a safety car. Yeah, that was was not a good move from Wiggy at all.
I noticed again, Silly Bunny with I think it was a 5-second penalty for cutting the chicane, but it's again, he's done it twice now, but I think it's more a case of just avoiding damage. So he's obviously took a bit of pain there, but obviously the car remains damage free so far, I believe.
Yeah, Bennett was the one who got spun by Wiggy's late braking. He's dropped to the back of the pack. Not a start he would have wanted, and I think he's down from 10th position. Is that? Yes, down from 10th all the way to P16 for the people who haven't stopped yet. And yeah, I mean, Beast was just minding his own business, and he's taking his wing off, and as Cameron almost crashes there. But yeah, Beast got unlucky. Scotes went into the back of Beast in the first place, then Wiggy just absolutely dive bombed, took out Bennett, took off Beast's wing, and then Bunny got a 5-second as well for cutting the chicane. And yeah, that was, well, I mean, there wasn't much going on at the start, but then it all got to the middle of the lap, and it was one incident causing a safety car, Maxwell.
Yeah, pretty much that. Coming out of that tunnel section and then into that high braking point. So everybody takes it differently. Obviously, F2 cars handle a lot differently to the F1, so some people will brake at different points, and yeah, it's caught a few people out there. What I'm intrigued as well, Merckx, is obviously everybody that's took damage there is pitted onto the soft compounded tyres. It must be reminded to people that you've obviously got a limited amount of tyres that you do use. You obviously have your softs for the sprint race as well. So it'll be interesting to see if anyone, like, if there's that much action here and the use of so many different wings, that they may use their full allocation up, or at least maybe not completely destroy them, but make them all at least used. Getting that second race, it could hinder them in that aspect as well.
Yeah, they will have to watch themselves, and well, you can see some people fall into that trap of getting a bit unlucky in terms of tyres come the end. I know there's 4 at the back will want to be going on those softs to the end, so that they can just get rid of those and then get on a new set for the sprint, and I'm pretty sure it'd just be softs the whole way through.
Well, that's the thing for Scopes, Beast and Baggy and Wiggy as well. They will have to pit again with that, obviously, first 3 laps. That pit stop does not count for them, so they will need to stop again.
Yes, of course, I forgot about that completely. Yeah, because I remember when I raced last season, it was almost a case of if I did get involved in it, it's almost just a case of wait until lap 3 and then take the pain by going to the back, and then just let people pit ahead of you, because the tyres will probably go. It's just that they'll have to pit again, and then if they I mean, it's alright using the super soft again, because it's hard to overtake, so you wouldn't want to make that stop under safety car in a sprint race if you need it. But we're going to get underway, and I will get back on board with our race leader as he is getting us underway, and he's left Nicky completely napping by the looks of it, and yeah, he's almost a second clear as he crosses the line. We'll just have to wait and see what other people are doing. I think there's a gap from Zydrad to Darnell as well, so Darnell has been caught out somewhere, as Bennett is in the pits, and he's realised that you have to pit after lap 3 because of the regulations, but Jamo is clear, and he's going to try and just keep his car there for the time being, for the whole race. Maybe pull a gap, because he's going to probably try and pit the latest of everyone spinning on the soft compound tyre, going for the overcut. It's up to the man we're going to go on board with now, Race Roller, see if he can make any progress. He has a fast car of Zydrad behind, and Darnell has obviously struggled off the restart, so I don't know if he's got any sort of damage off the restart as Baggy picks up a time penalty. It doesn't look like he has. He's just keeping himself together, and he's underway as Zydrad picks up a time penalty. So I think that might be what this race comes down to as well.
It's weird, it's one of those tracks you wouldn't expect there to be a lot of penalties, but there is so many places that it can catch you out. Interesting to report there, a couple of moves down the back there. We had the likes of Scopes and Beast Assassin with good moves on Cosmic Cameron, and I think we also had Sem with one over Barlow as well, I believe. Some brave overtakes, but some very fair overtakes.
Yeah, bravery is what is needed. Nicky takes fastest lap, but it'll only be by a few milliseconds, as he just stayed in the DRS zone. Race Roller's not anywhere near. So we're going back. The closest battle is Southerners, and behind, not Southerners, but ahead of Southerners is Freeman and Czech, and behind is Southerners and Bunny on different compounded tyres. Freeman looking this way and that to try and have a move, and well, he's on those softer rubber. He's going to pit probably fairly soon anyway, certainly sooner than Czech will want to. It's just whether Freeman can get past his rival before that pit stop happens, but he's not really that close at the moment, and it is really hard to follow. You're kind of relying on a mistake for the driver ahead of you to have a go, as Sem, I think, has made a mistake, and I think he's going slow. Oof, that's very close with the Charoux. Yeah, he's got damage as Sem, and he was off the pace in qualifying, and yeah, he's definitely struggling to get to grips with Monaco, and it does bite, that's for sure. There's I think Scopes and Panther going side by side. That's going to get very close, and close between 3 drivers. And Hamjam is setting the pace as well, but they're all in the train, and nobody going for the move back here. Oh, I say nobody going for the move. Beast gives Panther a little nudge at the back, which gives Scopes a little nudge, and they're all in a little bit of a train. It's only for P13, but they're fighting a lot, to say the least, just for the minor placings.
What I found interesting there, just when I was on the onboard, Freeman, he looks like he could possibly make a move here, and he has, if he makes it stick. That is P7 for him. But yeah, basically over the course of that lap, just how the time interval between him and Czech just changed. Like, it was so close, but then obviously getting caught in his dirty air just meant he lost nearly up to half
sorry
a second.
to interrupt. Beast is in the wall down at Mirabeau, side by side with Panther, and yeah, he's just on the outside line. He's in the wall, so that, I don't know if he got forced into that, but it's very hard to go side by side through that. Freeman made it look easy, and well, that's the hard way to do it. And yeah, Beast has got wing damage, and that's gonna, well, ruin his race, to be honest. But yeah, Freeman up into P7. He's got a gap to drive into, and well, we've seen Zydred and Darnell on track close to each other in recent races. As I say that, Freeman pits, but yeah, Darnell is close to the back of Zydred once again, and Race Roller is obviously struggling on those super soft tyres as the front 3 are just in a train at the moment. Nicky loves a bit of Monaco, and he's up there at the moment. He just needs to limit those mistakes, and just, you can get a P2, because he hasn't got his teammate to worry about in terms of pit stop strategy, as they're on the alternate strategy. It's just that maybe Jam and Ham might trip over each other, and Nicky might just get in amongst it. We will have to wait and see. Freeman comes out just behind Lil Wiggy, so it'll be interesting to see if he goes for a move soon, but it's a bit stalemate at the moment. We're just going to see if it just settles down. I'm sure these super soft drivers are going to come in soon, as Hydrad's right up the back of Race Roller.
Seeing if he's feeling brave here, but I think he's just going to sit there, because I think he maybe fancies that Race Roller will probably pit at the end of this lap, and that'll free him up. But interestingly, a 5-second gap between 3rd and 4th place. Obviously those different tyres are working out for the top 3 at the moment.
Yeah, I think Zydred was on the right. I think it's the right strategy, probably. It's more favoured, that's for sure, as Freeman has got past Lil Wiggy through the tunnel by the looks of it somewhere, as Zydred does go up into P4 courtesy of the drivers pitting. I think Southerners may also come into the pits. No, he stays out. Be interesting to see, because if Southerners nabs a safety car on this lap, then he's in the money. But wait and see where Race Roll and Darnell come out, as Beast and Panther going at it. I think Panther has made a mistake somewhere, or he's just got plain overtaken, I don't know. Where are these guys going to come out? Freeman is coming down the pit straight, and he is behind. The undercut seems to be pretty good around here, but he goes about a second, I'd say, but he is behind, and we'll have to make those overtakes on track unless they get a penalty, and that is possible, as we've seen so far. Scopes is right on the back of Barlow as well.
I wouldn't like to be following that close in here. That's really risking your wing there, but it is going to put Scopes in hopefully a good position. A yellow flag. It was very brief.
Not sure what that was for. I wonder if Baggy Fan has already been lapped. I believe so. Zydra's got another penalty, and that's not going to help him at all. Oh no! Oh, that's going to be close. Trying to go around the outside there. He has hit the back of him, as you mentioned, Maxwell. They're trying to go side by side through to back. Oh, there's a massive crash, and hopefully they don't block the road. And the people following have got to keep a keen eye on this. I'm following on with Beast as he's going to have a little nose down the inside of Barlow, and Barlow lets him go. Panther's going to get massively holed up here. As Race Roller is there as well. Oh my word, this is as Panther's sliding all over the place. Surely Race Roller's not going to go down the inside of Anthony. Knows he is. He does make the move, and that is very nice indeed. And Darnell's going to come along as well, and they're all just piling along. Panther lets him through, and that is smart from the Arden, I think, because it is just all going pear-shaped, and Southerners is finally in the pits. He's going to lose a lot of time because of that, but he was a little way back from them, and it's a lot of high-octane action for about 30 seconds, and they're all still in a train, and it's all still to play for.
I feel sorry for Barlow there because he may have actually had to use another pair of socks, but that might really hinder him in the sprint race. But it's one of those ones, 12 laps on super softs, just not doable around here. So it looks like he's going to pay the cost for that. Not so much in this race. Well, it goes and gets a penalty there, but more so in the race to follow.
Yeah, I think this is Barlow's debut actually, so it's good to see him. Obviously, we had Midzi making his debut in the sprint race. Obviously, we couldn't see that because of the. I think that Scopes hitting his wing again. So Beast has got to watch out as he's not going to be that quick. I think Beast with his wing damage actually quicker than Scopes. The yellow flag, and that is a cam pass of Cosmic Cameron slowing down. They've got to watch out as well as someone's crossed the pit lane exit, I think. I'm not quite sure who that was. Panther and Freeman, I saw that all in one sentence. Cosmic Camera is slow. That's
a good dodge there from Beast. It's compromised him.
Close. Yeah, it has compromised him. I need to get a good camera angle here, as it has finally, but I think keep all eyes on Race Roller and Darnell as they're the ones who are quicker. Race Roller's going to be opportunistic and go down the inside very early on, and he's taking advantage of the understeer that Scopes had. And Darnell, is he going to try and go side by side? I think Race Roller, being the lead car, is playing it smart here and just trying to make the moves as early as possible so that he can get there.
Darnell with huge wheel spin.
Oh, okay. Missed that in the background. I think I got blocked by the wall. I think Southerners as well has made an overtake. We'll see. I think we have Nicky, who has also had a problem somewhere. Let's go on board. I don't know if he's got damage. He has got damage, Maxwell, so that is pulled pay to his charge, and Hamjam is right on the rear of him at the moment. So we'll go on board. I don't know where to go on board with.
There's so many. I'm following this battle
Beast.
Between Beast and Race Roller, as I say. You just feel any minute now, Scopes, Darnell, Freeman are all going to join this party down in 7th place.
I don't know. I don't want to get ugly at all. It's been a bit hectic so far, but we'll have a wait and see to see if Hamjam can get past. I think at the moment this is Jam's race to lose. All he has to do is keep it all going in the right direction. Little Wiki pits. Darnell, I think, is close to the move. They're all close to the move, to be honest.
Move there by
Darnell is, and I think that's Freeman going for an opportunistic move on Scopes. Darnell's going to have to look behind him. Molyneux looks in front at this rate as Beast is holding up a little bit of a train, so it's a bit all aboard the Beast train at the moment, but he doesn't have to get out of the way, but he will have to pit as he pit in the first at the end of the first lap. He's going to have to watch out as he has cut the corner, and his front wing damage is not helping him out at all. Is Hamjam going to go for a move? He is very close indeed on the run up to Massenet, but nothing going on there.
Get Owen and Night Ranger saying Scopes' connection is bad. We'll keep an eye on it. I haven't seen anything personally.
Scopes' connection is bad. Oh, here we go. A ham jam up the inside. Sorry, side by side. Surely not through the hairpin. Nicky's going to hold it in there. This is going to get pretty close, but oh, he drifts around the outside, and there was a bit of Tokyo drift there, a bit of rallying around the outside, and well, thank you very much. And he's up into P2. Gets points for style, I reckon. With that overtake, Scopes is actually in the pits now, so we'll have to wait and see, but we'll keep an eye on that green flag ahead of this. I'm not sure. I think that might be Baggy Fan. I don't know, actually Silly Bunny's ahead of that, so actually I don't know where Baggy Fan is on the track. No, he's down in sector 3 now, so that was actually Silly Bunny. Yeah, might also have been Cosmic Cameron as well, but Beast has got a big train, as Silly Bunny's probably counted himself lucky that Beast is the one behind him, as he's kind of driving in his own race. So is Czech, as Nicky comes into the pits early on, probably earlier than he would have wanted, but he's going to try and go for probably a big undercut, but it depends if he gets out ahead of this train.
That's the worry, isn't it? Getting stuck in that train. It is a case of gambling, where you're going to, if you're going to come out in a bit of fresh air, or if you're going to get stuck behind the beast train, as we call it. But yeah, it's going to be close, by the way.
I think he's going to be in trouble here. Nicky is coming down the pit lane. He's already been overtaken, and he's coming out the pit lane now. And yeah, he's right behind, and he's been overtaken by race roller Darnell and Freeman, all for position, and Beast is just holding them up. So there is an opportunity for Nicky on the softer tyre, but he's got it all to do if he wants to secure a podium position, which he had. I for one can't wait to see how this race is going to end. I think we're in for a grandstand finish. In terms of podium places, maybe not fight for the lead, but it's going to be very interesting, as Nicky is already catching up just because of this train. As we think we have possibly a lapped car. Yeah, it should be a lapped car of Cosmic Cameron ahead. So Cosmic Cameron almost. Oh, that's not Cosmic Cameron. It's Sem, I think. Sem or Bennett ahead. Oh, side by side as a race roller goes deep. You have to give that place back, you would think. ABR Freeman cuts the corner, and given that place back, he has lost the position to Darnell. Darnell says thank you very much, and he's the first one to strike. Beast is holding everyone up. Zydrad covers off Nicky, and well, it's going to be close between Zydrad as well. Zydrad is coming down the pit lane now, as Beast eventually comes into the pit lane, and he's going to put on the super soft. So Darnell leads this train, and well, this is going to be very close indeed. Zydrad is coming down the pit lane. I think he's jumped them, and I think that's a sigh of relief for Zydrad, and he can just push clear. He has got a few penalties to his name, and here comes Race Roller side by side up Beau Rivage, and it's possibly a safety car here, actually.
Yep, full safety car.
I don't know who's ahead. I'm going to pause the game so I can actually see it. It's a full safety car, and that is going to help those front runners out a treat. Apart from Ham Jam, you'd have to say, because he's going to have to stack. That has probably come out at the worst possible time for him.
Well, I was going to say the gap 20 seconds ahead of Czech. He'll obviously take a bit of time with his pit stop, but it's an interesting one. I feel like somebody it's really, really hurt is probably, well, in fact, Nicky's an interesting one, because obviously softer tyres, it will help his tyre lifespan, but obviously want to be a bit higher up the field than the 9th place.
Yeah, Zydrad is going to find himself possibly in a podium place here. So the game is going to slow this pit stop down for Ham Jam. There's someone. Oh, there's going to be lapped cars as well. Obviously, we've got to think about in this, as people have already been lapped. How slow is this pit stop going to be? He's been held by Czech as he's come past. Silly Bunny is in. Let's go on board with Zydrad then. This is going to be incredibly close, I think. Zydrad coming down the pit lane, as Ham will be able to go as fast as he likes. It's going to be close. They're going to push at it side by side, as Ham just about stays ahead. Zydrad was pushing as hard as he could. And wow, that was the double stack was executed to perfection, you'd have to say, to as much as the game allows. And Zydrad will probably be, well, slightly gutted, but he did have penalties anyway, and he probably would have wanted to frustrate his championship rival Ham Jam, but It's going to be interesting to see. Well, I said we were in for a grandstand finish. That was before the safety car came out. Might not be in a grandstand finish for the lead, but I can tell you what, this race is not over just yet. There will be some lap cars in the way, I believe, as I am correct. I think I don't know who that is behind Jamham. That is Barlow. So there will be someone in between. And obviously the game doesn't let them overtake you, which is a flaw in the game itself, but we won't delve into that too much. But yeah, Jamham leads as he has done since the first lap, since the start of the race. He is on a class of it. Well, I say he was in a class of 3, but he was in a class of his own since Nicky got that damage, and held Hamjam up. But it's Hamjam's chance to come back at him. But I think they'll play the team game, Maxwell, and won't want to get into much of a fight. And I think that's fair enough, as Jam has, well, dominated this race so far.
Yeah, I'd agree on that. I think it will just be a team game and sure the 1-2. I'm really intrigued to see how long this safety car will stay out for, because you can see with the mini-map, it's a very spread field. You know, everyone's a wee bit everywhere. And you obviously don't want to risk too much on the start with lap cars being there. I think it's going to severely hamper the likes of Zydrad and possibly a few others in terms of obviously penalties. So people to look out for that this could really benefit could be the likes of Darnell, who, if he can stay within Zydrad's penalty window, could be looking at a podium. And the likes of Dylan and Southerner as well could be people that may just see themselves and fancy that reverse pole position, 8th place.
Hey, yeah, I haven't even talked about that. 8th place is the golden position, but you know, it could be anyone really there, because Dylan and Summoners could find themselves up into maybe the top 5 if they're lucky. So it could really be anyone's game here. For reverse grid pole, I think we'll just have to wait till everyone crosses the line, unless it's massive gaps and there's damage everywhere. But because like you said, the field spread, as Sem has crossed the pit lane exit line, I think for the 2nd time this race. So I'm not quite sure what he's doing, but I know Monaco can be a bit weird sometimes with that.
It's a really difficult one to do at the best at times, never mind in an F2 car, but that's something I might need to look at over the course of the weekend.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about the pit lane entry. I know the pit lane guidelines won't be anything this week, because the pit lane is just the pit lane. So there won't be anything worrying about pit lane guidelines. Sem is, I don't really know what he's doing at the moment. I think the best word for that is clowning. I don't want to give him too much airtime for that, and he probably want me to carry on too much, but I'm not quite sure what he's doing, because he keeps getting penalties left, right and centre. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see, and it possibly could stay out for another lap. It usually lets most of the pack come back up, but Sem has only just crossed the final sector split, as they're in the middle sector, all the way up to Scopes. So it's going to be interesting to see. We've got a couple of lap cars involved. Barlow is in the mix. Sem has crashed. We can't see it because we can't go on board with the crash car. I think Sem must have just been pushing like it was quali lap, and now he's crashed. And under safety car conditions, safety car is in this lap. So unfortunately for Wiggy and Baggy Fan at the back, who I think they've been lapped anyway, so it doesn't particularly matter for them too much. Well, they might not. Baggy Fan has been lapped. I think Little Wiggy may not have been, actually. So for Little Wiggy, it's a bit of a shame. But Jamham's going to get us underway. Barlow pits.
Sensible.
And gets out the way. Yeah, thank you very much. Jamham's going to be clear then. I'll go on board as Barlow has retired from the session. I'll go on board then with Hamjam, sorry, as he's nowhere near his brother at the moment, because of Barlow pitting early on, and there's not really much going on at the moment. But I do expect the action to really be the soft runners versus the super soft runners, and I'll go on board with Nicky and see how he copes. behind the rear end of ABR Freeman.
If I'm right in saying we're only going to get one lap that's going to have DRS as well, so that's going to be
Oh, as I see that, bit of contact, but no harm done there. Someone just did get close to Dylan, but there wasn't a move offering there. We'll see where they shake up. They're obviously on older, soft tyres, so they're going to struggle to keep up with these guys ahead. And I think Dylan is struggling. Not a move offering here, so we'll go on board with Summoners. Oh, and that is Bunny down the inside, and he backs out, and Summoners gets a penalty. Beast has to cut the chicane, and Bunny, well, I think it was ambition ahead of adhesion there. As it was just a little bit too much as Dylan cuts the corner and picks up a time penalty of his own. And Summoners will really need to get past Dylan here if he's going to have any chances. Dylan's going defensive into Raskas. Jamam sets a fast slap. Oh, and Dylan spins and is in the wall and inadvertently in the pit lane. He kind of span into the pit lane wall there. And as I said, Summoners needs to get past. He does get past, but he has a train of cars waiting for him. Check at the moment is currently on reverse grid pole. Summoners picked up a time penalty for cutting the corner. I think we're going to get a few incidents as stewards, and I'm not looking forward to that at all. But Nicky's still behind ABR Freeman, and yeah, he's looking this way and that way, and he's virtually sniffing his rear end, so to speak, and he's trying to find an avenue past, but can't at the moment as Ham and Jam are, well, in formation out front, really, and Zydred is all on his own. But we'll go on board with SLR Darnell, who is leading this train for P4 at the moment. Doesn't have a penalty. Does have wing damage though. I don't know when he got that, but he does have that ailing him. And if he can try and stay within, I think it'll be about 6 seconds from Zydrad, he will have that podium place. And that'll be a well-earned 15 points. Any position in the points is well-earned around Monaco. But it is this train that dominates the closing stages of this race. 2 laps to go as Race Rider gets all out of shape. And I think Nicky is going to have a go here. Side by side with Freeman up towards turn 1. He's going to try and go around the outside. Going to be very bold going around the outside there. And he has to stay behind, but he's in the slipstream. Is he going to go right or left? He goes and darts to the right, but Freeman covers him off. And they're still side by side. Well, not side by side at the moment. Nicky's going to try and go around the outside, but it's just no grip there at all. He has to stay in P7 for now. But he has put Freeman on the back foot.
I've just been sitting following that battle on onboard with Nicky, and he's been showing good pace, but as you say, there's just nowhere for him to go. Anytime he tries and gets a look in, there's just no room at all for that move. So it just shows again, just track position is key around this place.
I just want to let you know, Zydrad was 2 seconds behind, and all of a sudden, he's just come alive, and he is virtually pushing Ham Jam around these corners. I don't know really what happened. I don't know if they slowed down or what, but or just Zydrad dropped back and just had a dart. But it looks like Zydrad has really found some pace out of nowhere and is looking for a move come onto this final lap of the race. We'll go on board with our race leader, and he is flying at the moment. Is comfortably clear, but Zydrad is in the slipstream as there is an Arden just sitting on the pit lane exit. They've got to watch out for that, as that is Dylan coming out the pit lane. He's going to have to get out of the way of everyone, but Zydrad's going to have to stay behind, and they're all in a train really. It's going to be interesting to see who gets reverse grid pole, and I think there's going to be someone parking the bus, no doubt, come the end of from the start of the sprint race. But Dylan's going to have to get out of the way of everyone. Zydrad is, well, following Ham Jam at the moment. They did slow down. I'm not quite sure what happened, but maybe they were just taking it easy, or Zydrad was just stepping back so he can go for a fastest lap attempt. Dylan gets out of the way of everyone. Zydrad is going to have probably one more go down here, but he's too far back, and I think Darnell's going to hold on, and as long as he keeps it pointing in this one direction, he will take that podium place off Zydrad, and it'll just be a matter of how far Zydrad will drop and how many people behind him have penalties. There's yellow flags, a couple of yellow flags, people going slowly. Oh, as Race Roller's hit the wall. I don't know if I think he got away with damage there, but he's hit the wall and he's a little way back. But it's going to be Jamham. It's going to be from start to finish for the ART man. It's been pretty flawless. Jam Ham wins the feature race here in F2. Ham Jam comes home in second, Darnell in third, Race Roller comes home in fourth, ABR Freeman in fifth, Nicky comes home in sixth place in the end, Zydrad P7, check this out, comes across the line in P8, Summoners P9, drops P10 as Bennett takes P9, Summers in P10, UK Beast Assassin P11 missing out on the points, then comes Panther, Silly Bunny Scopes is coming next to come up towards the line, and then will come Lil Wiggy, Dylan across the line in 16th for lap down, and Baggy Fan will come across the line soon as well, as a lot of drivers go slowly. It's out of fuel actually at Maxwell, by the looks of most of these drivers, so we'll have a little while to wait, but it's check this out, who is on reverse grid pole, but Jamham leads a 1-2 for the ART
In fact,
boys.
I think Little Wiggy's a front left puncture.
Oh, I say he's out of fuel as well.
Oh,
With a puncture, so yeah, there you go. Baggy Fan. He's not out of fuel, he's just driving. Oh no, he is out of fuel now. But he's driving slowly. We need to pick a driver of the day. So if anybody watching wants to pick a driver of the day, I don't know who your driver of the day would be. The game is going to give it to someone in a few moments' time. We'll wait and see who they give it to. Give it to Darnell. We'll see if that's worthy.
There's two people on my mind, but I just want to do a wee analysis of the data we get from the game.
Yeah. So then, Darnell made his way up from 8th to 3rd in the end. Which is a pretty good race. We could possibly, but there you go. I don't think for the third week in the row, driver day is going to go to the guy who got 8th, as Czech was started 4th and went backwards. So that didn't do anything. Jamham wins from pole. Ham Jam jumps Nicky in the end, as he got wing damage, which could put pay to his chance of a podium. Darnell takes the podium in the end. Resolute defence from the camp. He does stay ahead of all the drivers behind him, and well, not picking up a penalty as well really did help. Yeah, that is a good racing from him, and he did get past Race Roller when he made a mistake as well. So I think this race is all about just patience.
Yep.
And just don't make mistakes, have patience, and eventually it'll come your way. And I think the front two, well, they'll split by nothing in the end. In terms of fastest laps, in terms of time, Jamham takes the maximum from these first two races.
No, only two drivers to break the 119s as well.
Yeah, there you go. Don't know who you'd give driver of the day. I guess Darnell is a candidate for that. And I would be. It's either him or
Jam. I know that's tied between.
Him or Jam.
Somebody in the chat help us.
Yeah. So if anyone's watching in the chat, just give us a name, Jamham or SLR Darnell, for the feature race driver of the day. If you could let us know, that would be lovely. Who you think should deserve it, and then we'll.
And of course, let us know the predictions for the sprint race. Of course, the top 8 reversed.
Yeah, top 8 reverse. We'll have a couple of minutes to digest. Or I think we'll have a few minutes to digest actually, as they're starting at 10 to the hour. Mitzi says Jamham, he's the only vote so far. So if he's the only vote, Jamham is going to get driver of the day. So if you got any Darnell fans in the chat, feel free. Or if you think Jamham's worthy, feel free to do that as well. But yeah, Czech is going to have serious pressure from Zydrad. I know Monaco is a tough race, so yeah, and Zydrad is obviously going to struggle being on the pads compared to the wheel guys, but he's gonna have to try and take the win here if he wants to reduce the arrears in the championship, because I'm pretty sure the championship's going to close right back up after this race, and if Zydrad can just nick ahead, even if it's by just one position, that's still a good result for Zydrad. It's almost damage limitation, you'd have to say. But yeah, we'll see. I think it's going to be interesting.
But a bit of a strange place for Zydrad as well, being in second place for the sprint race, because usually it's the other way around. It's usually a
Yeah,
successful feature race, which kind of puts him in the back foot when it comes to the sprint. So maybe something he'll relish, something a little bit different. He'll be looking to try and pass check as quickly as he can, and try and dictate the pace of the race himself.
yeah. I think Nicky's one to watch out for as well. Freeman obviously had a good race. His race was well similar to Darnell, as he just made a few positions when he saw fit. Couple of overtakes. Yeah, I think I was going to say I think Ham Jam's overtake on Nicky will probably go down for one of the F2. Probably be one of the F2 overtakes of the season. So get that archived. Yeah, that would be up there if there's F2 overtakes the season. I think he should. I think that one should have its list as a nomination so far. That along with I think Panther as well in Zandvoort had a good move around the outside of someone, I can't remember who, but yeah, there's a couple of overtakes so far, and I mean it's hard to overtake at those type of tracks, but I think people are being brave, and you need to be brave at street circuits, as there's not many opportunities, but we've got this sprint race to go ahead of us, and I'm sure there'll be opportunities for overtakes left, right, and centre. Well, we'll see if Hammer Jam can do anything. Bennett, I didn't realise, but Bennett got punted at the Novell chicane
Yep.
on the first lap, and it started P9, and he almost snagged reverse grid pole. That'd have been something.
That'd have been some
Which we
recovery. Yep.
That would have probably been worthy of driver of the feature race if he'd have got that. But that's a drive to remember really. He'd probably be happy with P9. Obviously, he'd be happier with P8, but he shows he's got good endurance, so to speak. But the session's going to start shortly. Czech's going to lead us away. Do you think Czech will hold on if he is ahead on the first lap?
It's possible. Don't get me wrong. If there's a few drivers you don't want right behind you. One of them's definitely Zydrag, and the guy's an absolutely fantastically talented driver. So I'll be intrigued to see how he can cope with it. The race to Third will be interesting, but he's got every opportunity, every chance to do so. Let's see if he takes.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. But don't inflate Zydrad's egos too much, Maxwell.
It's nice to be nice to folk.
Yes, it is. You are right. Zydrad is a very good F2 driver, reigning champion, of course, and he is certainly gonna be under threat for his title. Is Jam Ham obviously looking to snatch that back? Ham looking for a first triumph in F2, and this fight's going to go all the way. Every race counts, every lap counts, and I think it's psychological as well. If you can just sneak ahead at a weekend, or you can just claw the championship back. If Zydrad stays ahead at the end of this, I think he will be a very happy man, because Monaco is very difficult on a pad. And in F2 is even worse, as Barlow and Sem have come to blows on the formation lap, starting P18 and 19. That's not good. They're going to start on cold tyres, but that's probably not going to make too much to their start, as they're starting right from the back. I'm going to mention this. Check this out. Won the F2 sprint race at Japan last season, and when he last started from reverse grid pole. Can he do it again? We will have to wait and see. The jewel in the crown, the one they all want to win. Jamam's already won the feature race, and this will be a feather in the cap for Czech if he can take the crown in the sprint race. They're lining up for the grids, and as Dylan has been disqualified for something, I have no idea, as well. But they're lining up for the grid as we wait for Cosmic Cameron at the back in the Campros to get into his grid slot. And we are hopefully in store for, I hope, an interesting race here in Monaco. We wait for the 5 red lights to come on. And I know Zydred's very good at start, so Czech will have it all to do. We're waiting, and here we go then. The 5 red lights come on ahead of the drivers. And we are underway here for the sprint race. It looks like Zydred's got a good start. He's going to struggle to go around the outside here. Can Czech hold his way down the inside? Zydred's going to try right round the outside, and he goes right round the outside, and he is up into P1. Czech's going to try and get in the slipstream and fight back as all the cars behind him are going. There's a couple of drivers going side by side, but Zydred is ahead. Didn't see it. If anybody made any moves, I think Jamham might have made a move. Except the one that's already a virtual safety car. So I don't know what that's for. Cosmic Cameron, severe collision with sub 1. Barlow. Where's Barlow? I don't know. I might have hit him under VSC actually. Oh, as there's a concertina effect, and yeah, a couple of more drivers have got 5-second penalties just because everyone's going really slowly, and it's virtually a standstill as they're going very slowly. But the main move is Zydred up into P1.
Yep, good move there for Zydred to say it was all going to be about how we'd get to turn 1 first, as you mentioned. His fantastic starts, and yeah, helped them there.
There's action at the front as they're side by side here. Czech has jumped the VSC, so it's gone from bad to worse. I think I jinxed him. As is Nicky going to try down the inside? Surely not. He is going to still be side by side. It's going to turn to the inside for Raskas, and he's going to make an unbelievable move out of nowhere. It's going to be side by side for Antino. Still side by side. I can't believe they're not in the wall yet. They're going to be 3 wide down the straight. Freeman's going to try and create 2 for the price of 1. This is going to end in tears, surely, as Zydred breaks later of them all. Freeman turns in. Oh no, there's a massive crash, and I think Zydred's gone a bit deep there. Nicky's going to say thank you very much. So they're all in a throw a blanket over him. I don't even know what to say. Jamham up the inside of 2 of them. What a move from Jamham around the outside of all 3 cars. Overtakes are plenty.
I think a few have got damage. We've got a ghosted car.
Oh, Freeman's going slow as Darnell's got damage. Safety car is out, and my word, that went upside down very quickly.
It was all basically from that VSC restart. As you say, Czech, he said jumped it, but just completely broke. Zydred was just slow out of nowhere. Nicky comes steamrolling through. You get in that situation with 3 wide. I don't know if they've maybe just been carried too much speed, but I think Zydred might have hit the wall. There was a wee bit of contact between him and Freeman, but just careless, left, right, centre, and going into that turn 1 3 wide. Oh dear.
Yeah, I said it was going to end in tears. I think you're right, and Zydred hit the wall off camera because he went very late on the brakes, and Freeman went for the undercut, like the under and over, and well, he kind of just went into him as he must have grazed the wall. Yeah, well, I don't even know what to say about that. There was just a lot happening. I kind of just lost for words when they were going side by side, and Jamham just was free for the price of 1. I was talking about Jamham having one of the overtakes of the season. I think we might have just capped it all off with Jamham going down the inside of 2 and round the outside of 1, and yeah, I mean, breathless is what I'd say. And I know there was damage involved, which people obviously wouldn't have wanted, but it is pure entertainment for the viewers at home, and it is what we want to see. Panther and Dylan have left the session as they have retired in all of that. I don't even know what to say, apart from brilliant.
Freeman's
disastrous at the same time.
He's decided to pit. That damage must have been too severe, but he's asking a lot to go 12 laps on the super soft, so that's going to be interesting. But
Zydred stays out with an end plate missing. That must have been when he hit the outside wall at turn 1. Yes, it would have been. Yeah, so I think this championship, SF2 championship, is going to be defined on moments of pure class, moments of disaster, and I think if you're going to look back at the end of the season, if Jamham goes on to win the title, which is very early on to say, but that triple overtake may just define his season.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's had a fantastic first race, and then the triple overtake to go from 8th to 2nd in the space of 3 laps. There's every potential that he could possibly win this race. It would just be a stellar weekend for him, but a long way to go. Still 11 laps in Monaco. It can fly in, but at the same time, if you're driving around about here, it could seem like an eternity. And it's going to set up an interesting restart with a few people maybe a wee bit aggrieved from what's just taken place, so they'll be looking to make an impact.
I think it's what we come to expect. I mean, obviously in real life this sort of thing doesn't happen between that many drivers, which is the beauty of the game sometimes, is that you just never know what you're going to turn up. Usually you turn up to a race, obviously F2 is a bit more unpredictable than F1, but usually turn up to a weekend, and if a guy's on pole, you think, yeah, I think they've got this. But you come onto the game and it is anyone's game in reality. Jamam starts from 8th, gets a couple of positions I think on the opening lap, and then I think he got 4 positions in the next lap, and he's up into P2 as it's all going it's all rosy for the Dams boys as well, as they're going to get some hefty points I reckon from this weekend as well. And well, Nicky obviously he knows he made a mistake in the feature race. It's can he capitalise on the chance he's been given, really. I mean, he was very opportunistic going down the inside of the swimming pool, the second part of the swimming pool chicane, but I mean, he managed to keep his nose clean after they went 3 wide, and he's found himself in the lead.
I'm going to be nice again and say I've been very impressed with Nicky over the full course of the event. Was quite pacey in qualifying, high qualified spot, was right up there in the first race, and leads and took an opportunity in this race so far. So yeah, very impressed by Nicky over the course of the Monaco event so far.
Yeah, I think Jamham has taken a hold on this race event, and well, he's looking. I don't know how many people have got maximum points from an F2 weekend. I don't know that stat, but if Jamham can get the lead and get fastest lap, then he'll be maybe the first, if not the only person to get maximum points. There may have someone done it before, there might have been, but he'll be one of the only drivers to get maximum points if he can do that, which would be incredible.
And what a place to do it as well.
Yeah, probably the toughest place to do it, I'd say, considering how hard it is to overtake around here. And well, it's just through some anticipation, taking the opportunity, fantastic awareness. Jamham is up into P2. I mean, I don't want to, like I say, just being nice to drivers today. We're not telling them off unless they make a big error. But safety car is in this lap, as Nicky is supporting the Brazilian helmet. I think he's also running the Brazilian flag, as he has done the last couple of races. So he obviously loves Brazil, the Finnish driver. And he's going to get us underway. And will he be able to keep the ART of Jamman behind and anybody else behind? But we're underway, and Zydrad has been caught napping, to say the least. I think Darnell will be biting at his heels in the majority of this lap to try and get ahead. But Nicky is kind of comfortably clear. He's not under threat just yet from Jamam, as Hamjam with a time penalty as well is gonna struggle, but it's a 5-second penalty, I believe. That's the only thing I can think of. It must be, but that's gonna set him back a little way unless he can find a gap. But any other safety cars, and Ham is in big trouble as ABR Freeman already makes a move at the back of the pack.
I'm just looking through at the moment, seems to be quite a close field. Interesting, Zydrad, as you say, with that damage dropping 1.5 seconds down. So could it be a case of the front three just trying to get out of the way, and then it's the Zydrad train this race? That'll be intriguing to see, but I get a feeling there's going to be some more carnage here. Just can't keep my eyes off it.
Well, I mean, I haven't given him airtime, but he's made 2 moves already. So maybe it's time to go on board with ABR Freeman for a little bit. He's 9 tenths behind, and he is. I think he's gone on to another set of soft compound tyres actually. So he had them available, as I don't think he made another stop in the feature race. So he had another set. Well, the set he used as well. His teammate's going to get right out of the way, and I think there's a car in the pits as well as well, that's Sem actually, who's had an off somewhere as well. Cosmic Camera is also in the pits. So ABR Freeman
the Jam just goes spearing right into the back of Nicky there, right up the front. I think that might be damage. I can't.
Yes, it is damage. So we have missed that one, and it's a first sign of a mistake from the ART man. And well, I don't want to jinx anyone. I mean, I've jinxed plenty of people in the past. Could we see? And Dabs 1-2, and that, I mean, Race Roller's not really got the pace of Jamam as it is on a normal occasion, but with a broken front wing, and I think Race Roller's going to suck falling right back, as there's a big train behind Zydrad at the moment, and well, Nicky just needs to keep it all going along in one direction. Zydrad needs to keep concentrated for these for the second half of the race. And well, it's going to be very tough with the likes of Darnell, Hamjam, Southerners, Beast, Bennett all lining up for a possible move. I say that Southerners has made a mistake here, as Scopes has also made a mistake at the final corner. I think ABR Freeman's going to get another position, as he's on a charge at the moment from the back, and it's possible that he's going to try and fight for where we are now, and Southerners and P7, but we have to wait and see, as Bunny is holding a train behind him, which is allowing that to happen. And I think Southerners possibly got damage, I don't know. I think he just lost the car. So yeah, Beast is right behind him, but not a move offering yet for the Charouz driver, as Zydrad still holding that train with Darnell Hamjam, and can Southerners regroup himself and get back in this train. We'll have to wait and see. I'll check on Race Roller. I don't know if he had got damage, or he hasn't got damage, but he's struggling to keep up with Jam, even though Jam has got a broken front wing. So I think I did jinx Jam, saying that he could be getting the maximum points, and he went into the wall. So there you go.
He's probably lost about 8 tenths in that lap alone. Is losing time, but just thought I've been on board of Darnell right behind Zydrad, and it's just a case of the pace is there because of the damage to Zydrad's car. Just where do you make that move? He's got the DRS. This might be an opportunity on the home straight, but just doesn't seem to get the exit to give him the speed to get there.
No, he's braking early, you can tell, as Darnell gets a very decent brake. Oh, almost puts it in the wall on the exit, and he does very well indeed. It's a good hold. Oh, Darnell's just pushing Zydrad around. He's just getting understeer, and it's just holding these drivers up. So Darnell's going to switch back, and he's going to try maybe down the inside. No, he's not. And Darnell's probably frustrated behind Zydrad at the moment, and yeah, he's trying. Is Darnell, as they all back up at the hairpin, as Baggy is getting penalty after penalty at the moment. He is really struggling at these streets of Monaco, and it can bite a lot. But Darnell has to stay behind Zydrad. He's just going to try his best. I think he did tell me before that he's just going to get in a position. He was going to try and get reverse grid pole and stay ahead. But, well, he did get up into the lead, and then obviously there was a big incident. And now he's in fourth, and he's just going to try and hold this train up so he can get some points. And I think, well, Race Roller's not really got the pace of Jamam, and Jam's got a broken front wing. I say that, Race Roller's also got a broken front wing. So second, third and fourth have all got a broken end plate. And Nicky in the lead is probably just having a whale of a time, really.
We just moved in further the field as well with Silly Bunny. Bennett actually just allowed him to pass. I don't know if that's just friendship, because they're obviously not in the same team, but that was a move that was made just after the chicane. Darnell's getting so close to Zydrad, it must be frustrating, but at the same time you've got to applaud the virtuoso driver for putting his car in the right position and make it difficult for the Campos man.
I think it's going to get to a point where, how much does Darnell want this position? Does he want to go for a Hail Mary down the inside at somewhere? as Baggy Fan's been lapped by everyone now. So he came out the pits, and yeah, this review camera is very nice actually. Thank you very much, game, for the time it shows it. But it looks like Ham is looking for a move more on Darnell at the moment, and Darnell's looking on Zydrad as Darnell just dropped back a little bit, but they're a bit equal at the moment. Mitzi's just said Xbox servers are playing up, so parties might not work for interviews. Yeah, thanks for letting us know. We'll have a try, but if they don't, then that'll be another week in a row without interviews. But yeah, classic Xbox not allowing us interviews as Czech makes a move on Bennett.
And also,
up into top 10.
An apology to anyone that's had any issues with Twitch as well this evening. It seems there are issues with Twitch regarding third-party tools if you've got an ad blocker. So if you are getting that issue, again, that's a Twitch problem. So I apologise if that has hampered your viewing. But remember, all races will be replayed on the old YouTube, the SLR F1 YouTube.
Yeah, thankfully we can get these up. Obviously we missed the Spain sprint race, so we haven't. That's the only one you can't watch, unfortunately. But we are back live, and hopefully we don't miss another. Oh my word, that is a massive crash for Bennett, and he has lost his whole front wing and just went spinning and crashing into the wall. And wow, that was could have been an airplane crash. And well, that was off camera, but not very well for Bennett, and he dropped behind his teammate. He's going to drop right to the back of the pack. As yeah, we're still on board with this. I'm on board with Hamjam at the moment. Just going to draw it on board and see how he goes.
Safety car. It's Bennett that's gone.
I think it's Bennett's crashed. I think because he didn't have his front. He lost his whole front wing, and yeah, obviously as he's been driving, he just understeered and had a crash into the wall. Go on board with Scope. Checkers had another drive through, and he's yes, yeah, he has. Bennett has understeered into the wall.
That's going to ruin Chick's race because obviously the safety car won't finish the race. So it'll be interesting how we'll make it take that.
Yeah, I think the safety car should come in very soon. It's going to be a very short safety car. So because of just the game mechanics. But yeah, I think it's going to be much of the same really. Maybe Darnell will get more opportunistic. I don't know. Whether these, I think 5-second penalty was it for Hamjam? I don't know. He got that under the first safety car. Whether that will get removed or not, we'll have to wait and see for the race report when that comes out. But even so, if that it's very little points for Hamjam. He's looking at a maximum P6 if that was to get removed, and that's only 4 points with the reverse grid totals. It's not what he would have wanted, and well, seeing where Jam is, he knows that it could have gone a lot better for him, but it's just how the cookie crumbles, unfortunately. You make your own luck in this sport, and yeah, Jam. Well, there wasn't any luck in his overtaking; it was pure skill. But I think that his fortune came when Freeman, Nicky, and Zydrad were going 3 wide and holding each other up at that point, and then yeah, the cars behind just got held up, and Jam sees his opportunity, and that's why he's in second place. And well, I don't want to give him a double driver of the day, but at the moment he could be coming his way again.
I think now you've got to look at the two people being Jamham and Nicky. Nicky for just being the ultimate opportunist and taking that chance. Well, it felt him, but a triple overtake. so you can say, wow.
Yeah, I mean we could always just give the other one to Darnell as well, because I feel like as much as he dominated the first race, he has provided us with entertainment as well. But Nicky is on course for his second sprint race win of the season. Safety car will possibly come in this lap.
Yep, there we go.
Is going to come in this lap. Just because of the race doesn't end in a safety car. It usually allows for 2 laps of racing. Barlow has retired. I don't know where. Looks like at the back of this train, actually. Oh no, he's retired in the pits, I should say. Anyway, Nicky's going to get us underway. And he comes around the final corner. He has got a full complement of his front wing. So as long as he just drives normally, he should be fine. And here comes Barlow's AI car out the pits. And this hopefully won't cause any carnage. I do hope not. Oh my word, there's a slaloming around. And well, eventually I think it gets out of the way. There's not really very many places to retire with the car, but it's got out of the way for most of them. And yeah, I think it will hopefully retire at the end of Mirabeau. So it gets out of the way of everyone. But yeah, that was drama averted. Briefly, only got a couple of laps of racing. And yeah, it's top 8 score points. And Hamjam and Southerners have penalties, so they're going to drop outside the top 8 for now, before penalties are added, if there are any. So the unclassified results will feature those guys outside the top 8. But there has been a lot of action going on, and well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But you know, it has been a thrilling race through the whole thing. Freeman's going to try his best to get back in top 8 after that, after the wing damage he got. Czech and Sem going at it at the back of the pack for nothing, but pride at the moment. Side by side, let's have a look. As they're all making contact. Oh my word, they're 3 wide coming out of the chicane. I don't know what's going on, but Scopes has made a double overtake out of nowhere, and it is somehow up into P12. There's a yellow flag in the background as they're still going side by side, and I don't want to go on board with that, because I want to go board on Darnell, who's going to go right round the outside of Darnell at Massonnet and into Casino Square, and he got brave, he got bold, and he made his way up. As Hamjam's going to get bold as well, side by side. He's going to try and go around the outside once again, and Zydrad backs out of it, and he's up into P5. And well, Zydrad is leaking places more and more as this race is going on, as the yellow flag in sector 3, and I think there's a couple of cars in the pit lane and the driver going slowly, but Darnell around the outside. I mean, these races tonight have been filled with just excellent overtaking manoeuvres from a handful of drivers, and well,
Nicky has a penalty that's been missed.
Can overtake. Oh, Nicky has just got a penalty. So maybe Jamham is going to take the total. Nicky's going to push like crazy, and I think that must have only just come up.
With so much
he's
stuff
going to be kicking himself. Zydrad has a penalty as well, and there's so much just gone on. Nicky's going to lose this race because of a time penalty he had. He's going to cross the line in first place, but it's going to be Jamham who takes the victory here in Monaco, and he has taken 2 wins. And both of the wins, it's not going to be maximum points. I don't think he got fast lap. That will go to Nicky. Race Roller takes a double podium for Dams. Darnell gets P4. Silly Bunny P5. Freeman P6. Zydrad 7. Summers takes 8th. Ham in P9. Beast in P10. Wiggy in 11th. Scopes will come across the line, and wowee, I think Nicky is going to be kicking himself that he's got a 3-second time penalty right at the death.
It's so unfortunate. It's just one of those ones. So much going on, so much pressure around here, and yeah, it's popped up and it's caught everyone by surprise, and it's cost them the victory here. It's also crazy as well that Jamham 3.5 tenths away from pretty much a clean sweep, because we've got a car park, it seems, at the hairpin. I don't know if you can catch that, but there's 5 cars stationary, now 6.
Okay. This is I don't know what's happened there, but the AI cars have decided to just well, okay, that was not what I was expecting to see, but Cosmic Cameron is out of fuel, and Sem is sliding up towards the line, and that was interesting. Nice car park at the hairpin. They've all just decided to, you know what, we've had enough. Let's get out of the hotel, and well,
this has been chaotic enough. Let's add to it.
Yeah, let's just protest. Yeah, Jamham wins again. It's hard pressed. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to. I think we may give. I think if we agree to give Darnell driver of the day for the feature, just so that Jam doesn't get driver of the day for both of the races, because I think he probably deserves it for this one more than he does for the feature race, only slightly, but just in fairness, we want to give two alternatives.
Yeah, no, I'd agree on that. I think when you look at that triple overtake, and it's like, well, and obviously to take the win, fantastic. But no, I completely agree with that
Yeah.
choice of.
Well, it's flashing up with his saying he had fastest lap, but he didn't. But that's just a glitch. As you go on to the results of the actual sprint race, it's gone to Nicky, 14 points. It could have been 17, and he'll be disappointed with that. That's for sure. At least there's no timing glitches this time around, so nobody disconnected. But that's your order right there. The top three in the end, it's going to be Jam, Darnell, and Race Roller. As it's Race Roller gets the nod ahead of his teammate. Whether the parties will work or not is a completely different question. We will see on that. We'll try and get them in, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. As I don't think it's even letting me at this point. But yeah, it's Jamham, Darnell, and Race Roller, and we'll see if we can get him in. If we can't, then we can't. But yeah, 46 points is a lot of points.
So
That should be the championship lead for Jamham. I believe it is, as I just only got 8. So yeah, Jamham in the championship lead as well. That is a statement.
it was an incredible swing. Yep.
See if we can find a Race Roller. Don't even know if he's.
But I did say a couple of weeks ago, I felt like this block of races was going to be really interesting, having Netherlands, Spain, Monaco, and then Baku right off the bat, back to back. Was going to make or break the start of the championship, and then fully put them into that second block of races that start off at Austria.
Yeah, they've got one more race, Baku, I believe it is next.
Yep.
Baku. Yeah, and obviously got break, and then a flood of races to come. So that'd be interesting. We'll see if the parties are actually working. Waiting for Jamham to join, if he's actually alive, which would be lovely. So we'll give him chuck him another invite. Come on, Jamham, mate, get in here. So if Maxwell, you want to do second and third, and then I'll do the first, and then we'll do that. I believe it's Race Roller third, Darnell second.
No problem at all.
So if you start off with Race Roller,
Yeah, that's
and
fine.
then do Darnell, and then I'll do Jam. So I'll hand over to you to start off.
No problem at all. Just first off, guys, if I forget any of your finishing positions, I'm sorry. Those races have been chaotic, to say the least. So first off, we'll start with Race Roller. How did you find the whole weekend in the game? Yeah, both races. How did you feel with them?
Should have been more for me. I would have won the sprint race if I was able to get past Freeman, but he blocked me in the middle of the corner because he had wing damage, so he couldn't turn. Then obviously Nicky got the penalty with like 5 corners to go, which is tragic. And so probably could have won the sprint race, and then in the feature race I was just far too slow on the super softs, so I could have had more there as well. And then I got stuck behind Beast for most of my second stint, and he also had damage, which didn't really help. But probably should have been more, but I'm still pretty happy with it.
I think that's always a good sign, though, that you can come out with, as I say, I'd say a successful weekend being in the top 3 overall, but still feeling a wee bit disappointed. So that's always a good sign, if you know what I mean. It's like you feel like you've done well. You've obviously done well, but you feel like there's a lot more to come. But you've certainly proved the point where you say, like, track position is key around here, and it is. I can understand your frustrations as well with a couple of guys having the likes of damage and all that prevent you going through. Did you have much expectations coming into the race weekend at all?
I knew I was reasonably quick compared to Nicky. I was probably quite slower than him actually, but compared to everyone else I knew, I was probably around about top 6 quickest, and then obviously got fifth in qualifying, which really helped, even though I made a huge mistake on it. So again, it could have been higher. It's been sort of the story of this race. I've done well in every session, but I still feel like I should have done better in all of them.
Not a problem at all. As I say, please don't be too downhearted. It's still a fantastic result overall, and as I say, hopefully over the course of the season, you can just fully get a session where you fully feel satisfied with it and potentially pick up some race wins. So congratulations, and I'll move on to the second place man, the man that didn't disconnect this week. So I'm proud of you, Darnell. I'm proud of you. How did you feel in that train basically for so long in that second race?
Frustrating. I think Zyder got damaged in that 3-car crash at the start, I think. But it was literally just impossible to get a run on him. But I figured out that he was kind of going a little bit slower in Sector 1. So on the last lap, I kind of got a good run and just went for it, really. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that whole weekend, to be honest.
Was it one of the ones where you're like just thinking, I need to make this move, where you kind of like to hold it to this last lap, especially when you get that safety car? It's just a case of, well, the last lap's now or never, because I think it must have been easily 7 or 8 laps just right behind. Just I was on your onboard as well, and I'm like, he's got the pace, but there's nowhere to go.
Well, to be honest, I'd already conceded to finishing in 4th. Or what is going on? My Lex is going on. Yeah, I was kind of expecting to just finish behind him, really, but on the last lap I just got a mental run up the hill, and I kind of went side by side with him and just commit, really. Kind of had to at that point. So, yeah, I thought I was going to finish behind him, but didn't.
Well, that as well, and your first race as well, you pretty happy with that as well?
Yeah, first race was good. I mean, I wasn't overly confident with my pace around here anyway. I know obviously Will was an advantage around here, just a bit, but yeah, I was happy with my results.
I believe we had a bit of deliberation here because you done well in both races, but so the Jam Ham. So like we need to give one of the drivers of the day. I believe
it's got to be Jam.
We've given it for one of the races because we obviously need to split it, but we give it for the.
When it came.
Sorry,
yeah, it came to be that we kind of thought that Jam deserved driver of the day for both races. So
yeah, I
can
back that as well.
Split it, we gave it to you for the feature race because we thought that Jam's sprint race was better than his feature race because he made all his overtakes. So yeah, we'll give it for the feature race.
Cheers.
So yeah, well done on that. Yeah, top point scorer is Jamham, missing out on the fastest lap, so there's only a couple of points he missed out on, but I mean, a couple of points doesn't make much difference to that performance. I mean, yeah, I mean, if you watch the stream back, there's a lot of plaudits, so don't let your ego get too big if you do end up watching it back. I have to say, yeah, I mean, once you got away in the feature race, obviously after Nicky got damage, you're kind of on your own, and then late safety car, but then you're pretty set. I think that was pretty comfortable, the feature race in the end. Obviously it's Monaco, so maybe it's not always comfortable, but relatively comfortable. And then the feature race, yeah, I mean, that you were up to second in the matter of no time. That the overtake through Massenet and Casino Square was, well, something to behold, and probably will be hard pressed to be overtaken this season. I said that Ham's overtake around the outside of Nicky was going to be up there for overtake of the season. Then you just went for a triple overtake at Monaco. I was like, okay, that just puts that in the water. Yeah, just talk us through that one. I mean, you must be chuffed with that.
Yeah, I can't really believe it, to be honest. I mean, the first one obviously was a bit more straightforward. Really happy with the pole position because I knew Nicky was quick. Obviously, all day he'd been setting quick times. So yeah, really happy to get pole. Obviously, the 4 points bonus is nice as well. And then yeah, just controlled the the feature really. To be honest, the safety car restarts were good, and then I pitted when the safety car came out, obviously, because it would have been silly not to. And then yeah, fastest lap. Played it safe for the last few laps because I was close to a penalty as well. But yeah, 1-2 for the team as well in the sprint in the feature. Sorry, was really good. And then the sprint race, I wasn't expecting much from 8th, to be honest. I was just sort of hoping to stick there and pick up a point or two, but got a really good start. I think I went around the outside of Harry and Darnell and made a pretty nice move there. Got up into 6th. And then, yeah, check pitted, coming onto the start finish straight. I saw Freeman, Raytor and Sargent ahead. Said to Harry and the party, I said, this is going to end in tears. And then they all sort of ended up in the wall. And then thought I was going to get damage, and then just sort of popped it up the inside through the casino, and yeah, made that triple overtake. And thankfully a safety car came out, so I could clip it because I really wanted to clip that because it's probably about the best overtake I think I've ever done. And then yeah, there was a safety car, weren't there? And then I smashed into the back of Nicky because I missed my braking point, but thankfully didn't completely destroy him or give him damage or anything, so got away with that one. And then yeah, was feeling pretty happy taking home a P2 in the sprint. And then yeah, unfortunately for him, he picked up that penalty at the end. But yeah, perfect weekend really, to be honest. I mean, obviously missed out on the 2 points for the fastest lap in the sprint, but 41 points, whatever it was. I think I've overturned a 19-point championship deficit to lead by 9 points or something. So yeah, really happy with that one.
Yeah, I think I believe you got 46, and then Ham got 18. Obviously, this is unofficial. Because there was a lot of incidents, and then Zydrad only got 8. But yeah, there was a lot of incidents. So take the results with a slight pinch of salt because they may change. But what is no doubt is that you've got 2 wins and a pole position with a fastest lap in the feature race. And I think that is all. I know Ham joined, but I don't know if he's actually going to say anything or he's just lurking. So yeah, we'll probably just let him lurk. Yeah, I think we'll end it there. I think if we're going to sum this up in one word, I'd say hectic. I don't know about you, Maxwell, but that's all.
Hectic and entertaining for sure. I really enjoyed commentating on that. It was a heap of fun. As I say, the guys tried to keep it as clean as they could. Obviously, some situations you just had to be patient, but overall, entertaining. Really good spectacle. So thank you very much for that, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, hectic and entertaining. If I want a tip for you guys, F1, don't go 3 wide. Good night.